Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Australia Day special. It's the Drew Pavler Show, and I'm going to be talking about Australia Day. We're going to be following along some of the main Australia Day rallies in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. And there's been Invasion Day rallies too. There's been some extreme stuff. So we're gonna talk about this all. And let me give me a second so I can quickly see. Nana says hello. Yes, I can see the chat. Thanks for joining. Give me a second to basically post the live to everybody. Tiago says oi. Hello, Tiago. How you going? I'm gonna follow along some of the main rallies. I'll start off with Sydney. I'll put that on the screen. 1 second. Shout out to Chris Coveries because I'm going to be
the countries that resisted.
I'm going off Chris Coveries' coverage, so shout out to him, obviously.
Mass immigration are going to have a better economic future. Gee, surprise about that. And Chris Minns, Ho Chi Minh has told us on 3 or 4 occasions. On 3 or 4 occasions, he says we can't have multiculturalism and free speech, so therefore he chooses multiculturalism. Now I tell you what, that should make you angry. That should make you angry. And it wasn't just a passing comment, he said it 3 or 4 times. Now, if our parents and our grandparents knew when they started talking about multiculturalism in the 1970s and 1980s, if they were told, well, we're going to let a few people in and we're going to have to give up free speech and responsibility, our parents would have been out here in 10 times these numbers. And they would.
Let me quickly respond to this Aaron guy. Aaron, I did not lie about the money. I used my own Twitter money. I used ad revenue from Twitter to go to America. That was my own personal money. I asked people to help me pay off the debt to the Brisbane City Council. People freely donated of that debt. You probably didn't actually donate. I think you're probably just a troll. But the money for the debt, not a single cent went to my trip to America. Not a single cent. I still actually have the entire amount still sitting in the Westpac account, and I'm going to be paying that off on Monday. So I'm trying to do a cash order from the bank. I'm trying to do a cash order so I can pay it all off in $5 notes. I have not spent a single cent of the GoFundMe money on my trip to America. So that's just a lie. There's not a single shred of proof that I spent anything related to the GoFundMe on the trip to America. I used my own money for the trip to America. And the reason that I used my own money for the trip to America was that it was a business trip. I did YouTube videos while I was there. I did podcasts with people while I was there. I'm actually going to be on a show with Steven Crowder soon, which is really interesting. So that's what I used my own personal money for, going to America to make videos. And the money that was used by people, the money that was donated to me to pay off the fine to the Brisbane City Council, all that money is still sitting in my account. I did not use a single cent to go to America. Someone asked me thoughts on Ozpil. So look, I knew Ozpil before he was involved in politics. And so we were old friends, me and Ozpil. Sometimes his rhetoric is more extreme than I would like, but I think overall, Ozpil, the direction that he's heading in, he is a patriot, he is directionally correct. He says some stuff that is too extreme for me that I don't necessarily agree with. For example, I'm really against the NSN. But Ozpil overall, I think, is a patriot. I think he's got a good heart. And I would like to sit down and properly talk to Ozpil. And we should do a podcast together and see where we disagree, where we can agree. Because look, the right-wing nationalist patriot movement, it's a broad church. And there are people like me who are quite moderate within it. And I would like to have a good faith intellectual discussion with Ozpil to see where we can agree and where we can disagree. Because look, where I would disagree, I think, I don't know if Ozpil's this harsh, but I still think there's some room for, 10, 15% of the country being diverse. I just don't want white people to become a minority. That's, I think, the core thing. I don't want the majority population of the country to become a minority. I think that's too radical. It's too radical a position to try and change the entire demographics of the country to make it a minority in like one generation. That's probably where I agree with Ozpil. But there are some extremists who say not a single non-white person should live in Australia, and I think that's retarded. I think there are Vietnamese Australian patriots. There are patriots in Australia who would, if you would die for the country, like someone like, for example, Ahmed Al Ahmed, he would die for the country. So I think he's a good man, and I think it's good that he's in Australia, for example. I'm keen to do the podcast with Crowder. That'll be really interesting. So I'm gonna cross over to some of the live stream stuff very shortly. I want to say thank you to everyone who's tuned in. We've got like 300 people on my Twitter. If you're on my Twitter, go to my YouTube. It's a lot better to watch on YouTube. Yeah, we love the Vietnamese Australians. The great bakeries, we love them. I think the thing with Crowder, I think we're just going to be talking in general about China and stuff like that. And obviously, we probably agree on a lot of the China stuff. Someone said, thank you for your tireless defense of Western civilization. No, thank you. We love the West. We love the West. Okay. So I'm going to get up the Ozpil stream firstly. Let's see that. All right. While we wait for Ozpil, I'll go back to Chris Coveries and let's see what's happening in Sydney. There's speeches in Sydney. Beautiful. We love Australia. God bless Australia. I think that guy had a lisp. Does anyone have a link to the Brisbane stuff? Is anybody live streaming in Brisbane? I want to follow that along. If someone can send me live stream from Brisbane, I'll put up on the screen. Okay, we got some Brisbane Day stuff, I think. This is streamed by Robot Andy in Brisbane. Can you hear audio, guys? Just you, what? Fucking hell, I have no idea what's wrong with the fucking audio setup. It's so frustrating. Legitimately so frustrating. I don't know. Does anyone have any tips? I don't know why the audio won't come up on this other link. Oh, that's so fucking annoying. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna try again. If anyone has any It was working. Okay, someone says working earlier. Let me try that again. Okay. Okay, let me know if this works. Still no sound. That's fucking terrible. I have no idea what the fuck the problem is. Okay, let me ask ChatGPT. Guys, stay with me. Don't leave the stream. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Okay, we're going to ask ChatGPT. Please help us. By the way, let me go get my Australia flag. 1 second. Here we go. I've got the Australia Day flag. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it for a bit. You beauty, though. You beauty. Let me try. I'm gonna hang this up a bit. You beauty. Oh, that's good. That's based, actually. That looks cool, actually. That looks cool. Oh, gee. I was going to kill myself. I couldn't find my flag. I couldn't find the flag, and my audio wasn't working, so I was going to kill myself. But I've got the flag now. It actually looks cool as fuck. Damn. I was going to kill myself. I was really depressed. Like, no audio. Nothing was working. Couldn't find my flag. I was going through all the boxes in my garage. I couldn't find my flag, and I found the flag. That's beautiful. I might even just keep this in all my streams now. It looks cool as fuck, I reckon. I reckon it looks cool as fuck. We love Australia. We love Australia. Beautiful country. Patriotism goes through our beautiful hearts. I love it. I love it. The reason right-wing protests aren't as big is because we have jobs and families. That is true, actually. That is true. Yeah, I know 5UFO. Sometimes, unfortunately, there are some idiot NAFO accounts who like basically sympathize with communists. It's very sad, but we love the anti-communist ones. Yep, keep it. The Union Jack triggers the absolute living fuck out of the enemy. You beauty. We love Australia. We love Australia. Okay. Let's see the Ozpill stream. Hang on, I'm gonna try fix the YouTube thing. Oh, hang on. I think I've got it. I think I've got it. Got it. We've got it. Beautiful. Thank God, man.
Yeah, really well done.
All right.
Yeah, at least
Can you hear it? Can you guys hear it now? Can you guys hear? I have to be honest, I was straight up gonna kill myself. Like, the audio wasn't working, I couldn't find my flag. I found the flag, the audio's now working. This is beautiful.
Maybe we should sneak in
Now that group recently disbanded. Which
She's talking about the Nazis. Hang on. 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna post the link to everybody. Hang on. Just gonna post the link. Queenslander, Australia. We love it. We love Australia. Beautiful, beautiful. How good's the backdrop? I reckon the backdrop's good here with the Australia flag. I reckon the Aussie backdrop is great. We're gonna put the stream link up. 1 second. Okay. All right. Let's see what Beck Freedom say. I don't think Beck's that smart, but let's see what she's saying. Okay. Hang on.
These men were said no one will ever be banned from March for Australia.
And he's our command.
I'll get to a speech, hang on.
We're bound for singing we're bound for Botany Bay. One more time.
Happy straight out to New Zealand. Thank you, mate. God bless you.
Singing Turalai, singing Turalai, we're bound for Botany Bay.
By the way, guys, if you're
Thank
watching
you,
my stream on
Vipan. You're an
YouTube,
absolute legend. And if you
by the way, guys, if you're watching my stream on YouTube, leave a like. It helps us reach more
a few other
people.
songs for us, some that he's written himself, which I'm looking forward to hearing. All right. Now, like I said, I just wanted to go through a few things that happened whilst we were marching. Now, I'm sure you've all seen in the media that we did have some marshals that I were at the time unaware of who they were at the first march. However, those guys that I had as marshals performed excellently. They did nothing wrong. They kept everyone safe and they kept everything moving well. Now, I know that not all of you guys like them. I know that. But they are good people who were fighting for our country. They agreed in our cause.
Beck's just an idiot with this stuff. It's just such... looks so bad. Just give up on the Nazis. They look so bad, guys. They're like
any of them were
psychos.
here, they are here as just everyday patriots. Now, a few of those guys did offer to do marshalling for me. They knew with the Invasion Day rally going on that it could get a bit messy. I said, well, all right, that's fine. You can come along. I trust you guys. You did great work the first time. They were then sent out text messages being banned from our events. We said no one will ever be banned from March for Australia.
Oh, it's just stupid. Just drop them. Just drop the Nazis. They're fucking idiots.
Thankfully, some of them were still able to come help marshal until the police recognised them in the crowd. These men were doing nothing wrong. They were marching with us, keeping an eye out for Antifa and infiltrators, which they had found several in our crowd. They told the police this, but they were still told that they had to move on.
Oh, Beck is so fucking tiresome, guys. She's such a waste of time.
Irresponsible little children and told to leave the city.
Just such a bad optics.
That men who aren't part of a hate group, aren't part of the NSN, were here to keep patriots safe, were told to get out of the city. Yet we were walking past people.
Beck Freedom's not a smart person. Just terrible strategy. It's just retarded. It's just retarded. Just give up on the Nazis. You can be a patriot without the Nazis. It's just retarded.
In Australia, we should have freedom of political expression. We should be able to criticize our government.
You gotta claim asylum in the US, Drew. You get boosted by Elon if you did it, lol. So much publicity. Look, I love Australia. I don't want to leave Australia, my friend. I don't want to leave Australia, but it is funny.
Silencing Australians will not go well. We will just get louder. We will get as loud as we can, and we will make sure.
Some of these people are pretty low IQ. I can't lie. We don't have the best. We need higher IQ people involved in the movement.
Being banned from marching. We are unhappy.
Yeah, Brisbane event is the Brisbane event run by Scott Challen is a lot better than the events run in Sydney. Sydney's just a bit retarded, unfortunately. Drew, how often do you stream? I don't want to miss the next one. I'm gonna try stream more this year. I'm gonna try stream like every couple days. I'll try put in a proper schedule.
Sad. Unfortunately, in Queensland,
I'll try to do a proper schedule.
Our newest member of the MFA team is Michael. He was set to run the Gold Coast location. The night before, he was gang bashed by a bunch of Middle Easterners.
Drew, how come you have such huge numbers? I don't really have that huge numbers, unfortunately.
Who else would have done
Now, unfortunately,
Oh, it's a bit low IQ.
the cops, as we know, they didn't care. Today, his security from the police was taken away, even though he felt like he could be in danger. They took away his security and his assistance, and they asked us to remove the photo, and the story of what happened to him.
Why is his face of mum on the stream? Yeah, good question.
They said that story being up is inciting hatred. Essentially saying that informing fellow Australians of violent and aggressive behaviour to their people is inciting hatred. How about stop the people coming here that are abusing our country, abusing our people, and look after us? We need to send them all
The problem with Beck Freedom is she sounds drunk when she's speaking.
home. We need to shut the gates.
And I think that's a pretty retarded sign behind it. Obviously, I'm a big critic of Islamic extremism, but the sign looks terrible. Just
And
saying.
say no more immigration. Send them back. Send them back. Send
The problem
them
is she
back.
sounds drunk.
Send
The
them
problem is
back.
that she sounds
Send
drunk.
them back. Send them back. Send them back.
Yeah, good.
Thanks.
Here's a comment by Loose Appreciator. Yes. Low IQ is why I'm hesitant to vote One Nation, even though I'm done with the culture. We
everyone
need
for
higher
coming.
IQ. We need higher IQ people in patriotic conservative movements. That's just the reality. I'm sorry.
You're all legends. Love you all.
Not a good speaker.
And
Beck sounds like she's drunk when she's speaking. That's just the sad reality.
Happy Australia Day.
By the way, guys, I think we've got 40 people watching live on YouTube, and then we've got like a couple hundred on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, go to my YouTube. Please leave a like. And if you're on the YouTube, leave a like on the stream because YouTube will then recommend us to more people, please.
Thank you, Beck. Our next speaker is Craig Kelly. Welcome him to the stage.
Oh, Craig Kelly, good bloke. Okay, I like Craig Kelly.
And I'll just announce, all the speakers, just stick around because we're going to get a photo of all the speakers and a couple of the marshals, if you want to, up on the stage.
Let's get that Australian flag flying as high as we can. Standing here,
I like Craig
looking
Kelly.
at
He's a nice
these
bloke.
magnificent
Very nice bloke.
Australian flags, I have one word. We are winning this fight. Look at Woolworths as an example. 2 years ago, Woolworths thought
Viscount doing live music for the rest of the day, so yeah, for the rest of the event.
it's true, I'm not going home, I'm just going to sleep here.
Yeah. So just relax and enjoy, everyone. Thanks for coming.
This is a good point by Loose Appreciator. Once we are all as literate and knowledgeable as Sargon, we will win easily. Carl Benjamin is a smart intellectual, and that's the level that conservative patriots need to be speaking at, not the drunk slurring of Beck Freedom, I have to say. Obviously. Ozpil's on kick, so I'm going to try bring up that one. Okay, let's see this.
Anyways, have a great day,
Yeah, you too, bro.
Okay, what's that? See, he was getting interviewed by some lefty journalist. Let's see.
We're gonna. Yeah. We're gonna put the phone on ice real quick. Wait, where's the umbrella?
Oh, no, CJ, do you want the flag behind you, lad? Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, quick.
Problem is that his stream unfortunately keeps on crashing.
Cheers, brother. What's your name?
Legend, Rex.
Break, yeah, Hugo. The flag looks bad, bro. That's like Hugo.
Can we get a photo, please?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
I want to do a podcast with Ozpil.
Patriot. Yeah, I know. Close to that number where everyone.
Okay, let's see. I want to see this debate. This is interesting.
Hey, hold on, let me get a picture.
Yo, you guys in my city, you guys check in? Nah.
Oh, no, we're just
Play it.
holy smokes, bro. Holy smokes.
No, we're getting the flick where?
Take the picture with him first, and then I'll just interview. Because he just.
See, Ozpil's respectful in person. That's good. You got to be respectful in person with people.
Ospil,
Yo, what's up?
What's up, man?
Let's go. Let's go. Let him know. All right, what's
brother.
good?
Today, guys, I'm here with what's your name, brother?
Ozpil.
And what are you known for?
I'm known for being a patriot.
A patriot for Australia?
Yeah, for this country, for sure.
So why are you here? What's your exact opinion of being here today? You know, why are you here? You know, can I know?
I think immigration has been too high for too long. Parts of this country are unrecognisable. Parts of these countries don't look like Australia anymore. And if we continue on this path, there will be no Australia.
So what's your opinions on someone like me?
Well, I view everything at the collective level. You know, the individual I can have an opinion on, but that doesn't matter because the collective level is where nations are formed.
It's good that he's not being racist to the guy on the individual level. You can't attack people, and you got to be respectful on an individual level. I think this is
When we're
smart.
talking millions of people, that's what makes a difference.
So what do you think would happen if, let's say, okay, hypothetically, all the immigrants, all the people that are not from this country, all left? What do you think would happen to Australia?
Well,
Wait, where's it? Oh, hang on. I want to finish that interview.
The people that are not from this country, all left. What do you think would happen to Australia?
well, well, yeah. What do you mean? Like, you meant about the consequences?
Yeah, consequences, of course. There's going to be consequences.
Well, immediately there'd be a property crash. Large sectors of the economy would fail. But then, I guess, just due to market forces, they'll recuperate and come back.
But then, at the same time, it will never go back to how Australia will be known as kind of a weaker country. Because obviously, immigrants, not just immigrants, obviously you guys, like Aussies, everyone that's was born here, they, I guess, put their part into Australia. They had their houses. This is why our economy is somewhat stable. You know, if there's problems, maybe that's with the government. Who knows? And I'm here just, with no opinion. But it's like at the same time, if you think like immigrants now shouldn't be here, that would like severely affect the country in the long term, and that would affect you. So my question to you is, are you like 100% like with your opinion? Are you like 100% sure with it? Like what's the I would rather know.
Yeah, 100%. Like, if we look at the large-scale immigration that's coming to Australia, many of it is into like lower-skill jobs, which are like literally years away from being totally replaced by automation. First with AI, and second with like robotics. Like there'll be large-scale unemployment in like the next decade because of automation, because of AI. Like frankly, so many people we brought in the last few decades are gonna basically become unemployed and require like assistance from the state because we will automate and because of AI. So very quickly we're getting to a trend where we should shut the gates if we don't want
It's
to
an
have,
interesting
like, a
debate and
mass,
discussion. I respect Ozpil for being
unemployed
respectful on
class
an individual
That
level.
would happen to almost the whole world. So then,
But we should insulate ourselves from it then.
huh?
We should insulate ourselves from it then, because if it's going to happen to everyone, then we should make sure it doesn't happen to us the worst.
And how many percentage of like the lower, you were saying the lower like ranked jobs or something? How many of them do you reckon are immigrants? Like because you're saying that it's just immigrants' fault. It's everyone. Like at the same time.
I feel a bit bad for this guy because I don't think the interviewer is that smart. I have to say, but
It's me, my family, everyone here. So my point to you is like, if it's bound to happen to the whole world, what would it change if you just stop letting people in?
Because it wouldn't be as bad. Because I think a lot of people say Australia's optimal population, like where the economy was functioning the best, and then we had the highest share of the economy divided across the people, the per capita GDP, was like 17 million, 20 million people. And there are millions of temporary migrants in this country. Like, we could very quickly get close to that number where everyone has a bigger share of the pie, everyone has better access to healthcare, everyone has better access to housing and a better life.
yeah, he's got good points here.
But at the present trajectory, our immigration system is not controlled by what's in the best interest of the people. They're in the best interest of industries, like developers, like banks, like universities. And so the system that's being run right now isn't for the betterment of you and I and whoever else is here. It's for the betterment of a select few people.
So, but at the same time, it's like you're saying, like the university. Is it just? It's not the immigrant. It wouldn't just be the immigrant's fault. You're saying.
No,
Like,
it's not. And I've never. I mean, like, how would an immigrant control the immigration
Do
policy?
you got any black friends? Any black? Any like?
Do you have any black friends?
Kind of like backgrounded friends.
I do.
And
Yeah, we do. See, we're actually not racist. We're beautiful people.
Their family over because let's say just from a different country, would you get mad?
Fiji, my mate.
Pardon?
Fiji.
Fiji.
Yeah.
The tiny island.
Yes.
But then we're Australia. We're also known as a multicultural country. And if something was to happen to the economy, like I said, it won't just be to one of us. It'll be to all of us.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, just because I have friends who are from different places on Earth doesn't mean like I'm going to allow them to like control my opinion on the direction this country should go in.
I'm not trying to like change your
Like, if
opinion.
my mate was from like Uganda, for example.
Yep.
and then there was millions of like white people settling there, and I was his white mate. I wouldn't want him to hesitate because of our friendship to say, you guys should stop coming here. So all my mates I have who are like from other places in the world, I speak very freely to them and they accept that. Because
Like I said, everyone
Okay,
has
that
their
makes
opinion.
sense.
You know, everyone has their opinion. Everyone's here, I guess. And me, I'm just trying to find out everyone's opinion. I'm not trying to like change people and their perspectives on what they believe.
Look, the interviewer seems like a nice guy. Maybe not the smartest, but he seems like a nice guy. I think it's good to be respectful on an individual level.
Just to find out what people's opinions are. But anyways, brother, thank you. I
I
appreciate
like the soup. We got a good mix.
You know, I'm just here to...
Goes hard. Let's go.
Goes hard. That's good. That's good.
Have a great day, yeah?
Yeah, you too, bro. Yeah, we're gonna put the ice. Oh, it's gonna die.
It's like on 6%, bro.
Oh, we're gonna
Look. I'm glad Ozpil was respectful on an individual level. I think Ozpil ran out of charge. Let's go back to the Brisbane. Look, I think it's very important. I think you should never abuse people on an individual personal level. I think you should never be racist on an individual personal level.
Thank you very much. All right, take care. Sorry, mate. Sorry, man.
I think it's always important to be respectful and nice on an individual personal level. I think that's very important. You've got to, the beautiful Anglo civility culture is a beautiful cultural thing. So I think it's good to be nice and respectful to people on a individual level. If the NSN guys would have just spurged out and gone psycho at that guy, and I think that's retarded. I think you should be able to speak freely to people. And look, I've got lots of non-white friends, of course, and I love those guys, of course. I've got nothing against anybody. I admire all the cultures of the earth. I love Chinese culture. I love Indian culture. I love Muslim culture, of course. But we just love Western culture. That's the country that I was brought up with. That's the culture that I was brought up with, Western culture. And I don't want to see that disappear from the face of the earth. And we can respect each other's cultures and love each other's cultures, while I still love my own culture the most. I think that's fair. There was some kind of schizo sign. Hang on, I'm gonna go back. Let's see. There's some kind of retarded sign. Let's see, hang on. Yeah, I do think East Asians can be Australian. Of course, I do genuinely think that. I think there's great Vietnamese Australians, Korean Australians, Taiwanese Australians, Chinese Australians too. As long as you're anti-communist and you're Australia first, then I think you're welcome in the country. As long as you're assimilated and you love the country and you don't want to change the country, you like the culture that we have here in this country, then I think you're a good person. I have Muslim friends, guys, believe it or not. I've got Muslim friends. I've got nothing against anybody on an individual level. I always try to treat people as a human being first. We're just talking about the collective level. Do we want the entire culture of the country to change? That's all we're talking about. There's some kind of retarded Muslim begone spray thing. That's retarded. That's very low IQ. I'm condemning that. I think that's very low IQ and retarded. Let me just put that down. I think that's a retarded sign. It's very low IQ. It's very low status, very non-prestigious. It's not the sign that an intellectual would carry around. It's retarded. And unfortunately, those types of signs are going to make everybody hate nationalism and patriotism. So you've got to carry on in a way that is respectful and smart and intellectual. You have to stop being retarded. You have to stop going around like a caveman with retarded signs that say Muslim be gone. Don't do that shit. It's retarded. And it's going to just make people hate the nationalist patriot cause.
Thank you.
Let me try find Pauline's speech. Hang on.
No foreign lobbying.
By the way, guys, I think we've got 53 watching live on YouTube. If you're watching live on YouTube, please leave a like. I'd appreciate it. Helps us reach more people. And if you are on Twitter, I think we've got a couple hundred people on Twitter. Please consider going through to my YouTube. It's a lot better. I think it's a better viewing experience. I get a lot more views on Twitter, but I am trying to build up my YouTube. Comment by Hafu. People migrate to Australia as they recognize it is significantly better than the place they migrate from. If they kept that perception after arrival, we would not have any issues. I agree. The problem is we don't want people to come to the country and then try to change it. If they come to the country and respect the pre-existing culture, then we're happy. Then it's okay. It's the people who arrive here and then try to impose the cultural traits that made them leave their home that create issues. I completely agree. My big thing is I believe in assimilation, and I believe you can come from almost anywhere in the world as long as you're willing to die for Australia and you you change your personality and your way of life to adopt to the Australian way, then I think that's the core thing. How are you so huge on Twitter? Thank you, man. Look, my Twitter's been growing a lot over the years, and I love Twitter. It's a great place.
Coming through. Ladies and gentlemen, can you see it? Can you see it coming through?
I want to see Pauline's speech, but I can't.
Nation builders. I didn't run for... That's what we do. Movements.
I think that's Big Chalky speaking there.
Australians, you know what?
What do you mean try to change it? What are some tangible examples of that? Oh yeah, I'll give you an example. Muslim extremists coming to Australia and then just carrying out massacres. That's an example of trying to change our culture, and those people need to fuck off. Extremists we're talking about. Extremists need to fuck off. Is Drew Greek? Greeks are easily assimilated into Anglo culture. I am actually ethnically Greek. Look, I think Greece, is a founding pillar of Western civilization. And realistically though, like, to be honest, I don't have that much connection to Greek culture just simply because I've lived in Australia my entire life and I don't speak Greek. So realistically, I am kind of like in terms of Australia, in terms of culture, I'm basically fully Australian. But I love Greek culture and I respect it. I love the food, obviously. And I still am a Greek Orthodox Christian. I celebrate Greek Orthodox religion.
Australians would simply have enough. Enough of the...
See, we can have huge marches without NSN retards ruining it. I think Queensland is the best example because Queensland from the start has kept out the NSN retards and it's been pretty good in Queensland. Queensland has carried on pretty well and there hasn't really been psycho shit at Queensland. There's a few retarded signs here and there, and I condemn retarded signs because it's just retarded. That makes everyone look bad.
The lies. Enough of the spin. No, but because Australia made it possible. Must be passed on. Ladies and gentlemen, someone I know who you've all been waiting for. Shout Pauline.
Oh, Pauline. Okay, let's watch this. This is interesting. I'm interested in what she said. Yeah, exactly. So immigrant leftists who say dismantle the colony and destroy Australia and dismantle Australia, those people also have to leave. So I think I think the two main people who need to leave are the communists and the Islamic extremists. If you agree to assimilate and you like Australia and you don't hate white people and you like the Australian culture that you're coming to, then I think you're a good person. But communists and Islamic extremists, people who want to destroy the country, those are the people that I think have to go. And I say peacefully. They can peacefully, we can pay for plane tickets and we can even pay them, like $5,000 to leave, $10,000 to leave. We'll do it peacefully and very nice and orderly. We're talking about communists and Islamic extremists. The actual jihadists, I would just put on a plane. I wouldn't pay them. But we can sort of give some incentives, I think, to, I guess, maybe the people who are non-fully psycho. We can give those people incentives. True, yesterday I learned the Soviet Union communists committed a genocide against Greeks from 1937 when 15,000 to 50,000 Greeks were murdered. Can read about it on the Greek operation page of Wikipedia. Interesting. Are you talking about the Greek population in Ukraine? There was a Greek population in Ukraine. Mariupol is famously an ancient Greek city. Should we deport all the Salafists? Yeah, Salafist extremists need to go. They will be deported under my government. Yeah, I agree, Rod. We are far too tolerant to communists who hate Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Drew, did you attend any Iranian freedom rallies? Unfortunately, I wasn't able to, but the next one that happens, because I was in America the past 2 weeks, but the next time I see an Iranian freedom rally in my city, I'll go. No, look, somebody said you're trying to deport Waleed Ali. I don't think there's any sign that Waleed Ali is like a Salafist extremist. I think Waleed Ali he's a bit of an annoying guy because he's a leftist and stuff, but he's Australian, Waleed Ali. He's pretty assimilated, even though he's a bit annoying. Obviously, I don't like Waleed Ali. I think he's annoying. But I wouldn't be talking about touching people like that. I'm talking about like the actual ISIS supporters.
I believe there's something coming through from the back of the crowd. I can see it. I can see it coming through. Can we make way for it coming through?
Yeah, I agree, Hafu. We should alter our constitution to prohibit communist parties, regimes, and groups supporting them. We should also try freedom of expression. Yeah, that's what we could do. We could change the Australian constitution to just basically say we have full free speech, but we're going to ban communism and Islamic extremism. What's wrong with that? We can throw in the Nazi ban too. Nazis, communists, jihadists. I hate Nazi communists and jihadists. So those people can go, and everyone else can have beautiful free speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you see
Okay,
it?
yeah, sorry. I'm going to stop talking. We'll listen to the Pauline Hanson speech.
Can you see it coming through? I want to hear you say no foreign lobbying.
It's not exactly the catchiest slogan to chant.
No foreign lobbying.
Not exactly the
End of
catchiest
foreign
slogan.
lobbying. Australia for Australians.
Yeah, I agree. Australians for Australians.
No foreign lobbying. There is foreign lobbying coming right now. Let's put this thing away. There it is.
Oh, they've got like a fake coffin, okay. All right.
Money, foreign interests destroying our country, stealing your children's future. If we're going to have a future, we need to believe that we need to end this thing now.
Yeah, that's my view. People who oppose free speech shouldn't be allowed to have free speech. Yes, straight up. Like, if you're a serial killer, I don't care if somebody shoots you. Like, if you're a communist and you would kill me if you took power, then I don't believe you should have free speech.
No foreign lobbying. No foreign lobbying.
Jojo says, good thing about Queensland is that people are comfortable being right-wing and normal. In Melbourne, being right-wing is taboo, so that causes NSN retards to hijack an otherwise peaceful movement. That's an interesting take. There is unfortunately NSN in other places too.
Call it out hard when you see it. We don't want it. It's disgusting. It's wrecked your country. And it's time that we take the country back. This is the end of foreign lobbying. Australia for Australia.
Yeah, I agree with this, Hafu. It is called the paradox of tolerance, defined by philosopher Karl Popper. Do not tolerate the intolerant, as they will not tolerate you, they will kill you. That's literally my view. I still think everything I've said is still within the prism of, classical liberal thought, because I simply say we will not extend, liberal freedoms to people who want to destroy liberal freedom. That's pretty simple.
But I have never felt so honoured and proud as I am to be here today. Thank you for flying the Australian flag. Thank you to the young people that have come here today to show pride in your country. I wish to acknowledge the men and women that have fought and died and sacrificed their lives for what we have today. Our freedom, our nation, our democracy. I want to acknowledge the farmers that have grown the food that have fed us. I want to acknowledge the entrepreneurs that have actually built this nation, who've done a lot for our country and opened up their businesses. The mining sector that provided the coal that has fed our industries and manufacturing and kept our lights on. It is a bloody hot day today, but this is Australia. But it's not the climate change that we've been fed.
See, here's the thing. I don't know what climate change has to do with the, keeping Australia Day Australian. I don't know. That's calling for, I guess.
I have taken so much pride in my country and have spoken up with honesty, with wearing my heart on my sleeve, how I feel about my country. I am proud of my other senators that have joined me over the years to represent you, the people. That's what it's about. Us representing you, not foreign interest, not the globalists, not the people who want to just use you to wipe their boots on. That's not what Australia is about. That's why we have so many people that want to come to Australia, to flee the countries that is nothing but stripping them of their freedom, their democracy, their way of life and decency. We still have that here, but it's been eroded from us to be taken away. And just as hate speech laws that were passed last week, it distresses me when that may end. We can never give up our freedom of speech. We can never give up our opinion to speak. As Professor Anne Timmins said, who was a constitutional lawyer, she said those laws can be used against a minor political party to have a go at them, to stop them in their policies. You know, a question about immigration, a question about multiculturalism, a question about where we're going as a nation, our freedom of speech. I will not let them stop me. I will keep going.
I'm actually not a freedom of speech absolutist because I want to remove freedom of speech for Islamic extremists and communists and also Nazis. But for everybody else, yes, freedom of speech, of course. But the problem is we don't want the jihadists to be running around our country with free speech. Those people need to be sent away.
My daughter is standing in Tasmania and she's speaking to people down there. A young woman, my daughter, who I'm so proud of, she said, "Mum, why do you keep doing this?" She realised this year when she decided to stand for politics. Now she says to me, "Now I know, Mum." She said, "You can't give up because the people that rely on us to make the difference, to fight for them. Not every one of you want to be a politician. Not every one of you has the opportunity or the voice. But you, in many other ways, you make this country great of what it is. But my job as being a politician is to fight for you, is to make sure that you get a fair deal, that you get a fair go." And that's what disgusts me from our other politicians. They're not there representing you to the best of their ability. But you know what Don Chick said? He said, "I'm going to keep bastards honest." Well, I tell you what, mate, I intend to get rid of the bastards.
That's a good line, I have to say. That was a smart line. You have to admit, that was a good line. Somebody's saying, "Oh, why aren't you on the stage?" I actually got asked to speak at the rally in Brisbane and the rally in Gold Coast, and I just chose to. I'm keeping myself as an independent actor. Okay, I got asked to speak, and I respect Scott Challen a lot, but I just decided not to. I decided not to speak, but maybe in the future we'll see. Drew, do you know Connor Tomlinson, very basic English Patriot, Sargon protege, and Anglophile? I've had him on the Drew Pavler show. He's sat next to me on this in front of this very bookshelf. Connor Tomlinson, great bloke, very smart, intellectual guy. We need more smart people like that.
Although it's only the polls, but they're showing an indication that you are now looking to vote for One Nation. They won't put me down. They said, "Oh, she left school when she was 15 years of age." So what? They want to say that I can't speak properly or whatever. So what?
She has a lot of fight in her, you have to say.
I learned the years, the hard knocks and everything like that. I'm not like Albanese whinging my cup of tea because I grew up in a house, country house. That's what I'm talking about. We've all had our knocks in life, but the fact is, and I tell each and every one of you, don't let anyone ever put you down. You have a right. Stand up on your pedestal. You stand tall and strong and have that opinion and the right to speak it. Because these people will hail you down, will try and drive you into the ground as if you are nothing, that you don't have the right to say anything, have a right to fight for what is this country's about, to be proud Australians. We've had mass migration. Albanese at the moment is talking about mass migration. that we are cutting back the numbers. Well, it's a little too late, mate. You're the one that created this mess. You're the one that brought all these people in the country. 1,560 a day. That's how many's coming in. It wasn't this progress. And he says, we're fixing the problem. You created the problem. He is the worst Prime Minister I have ever seen. Righteous, egotistical man that I have never seen before. People behind me, thank you for coming today. We are going to fight this. It's 2 years before the next election. If you want to see one nation succeed, then come on board on this journey. This roller beyond, because I will take it up to them. I will question everything. I want accountability. I want to know where the money's gone. I want to see where the corruption is. I want to fight for our country. Get rid of this climate change, the air that's been fed to us. Open up industries, manufacturing, create jobs out there. Give hope for our future generations. They will have the ability to own their own home. That is important to our future generations. And I'm so pleased to see so many here today. And to see that the pride that you young ones have in our nation brings tears to my eyes. I thought it's been lost, but it's not. I can see it today. It's not lost.
So I just want to respond to this guy. Your video, I made this Australia Edit After Bondi video. It's so class, bro. I watch it again and again. Love the Steve Irwin part especially. Thank you, bro. I spent like 10 hours making that video. That is the best one that I've ever made. That was so good.
They're not worth talking about. They're un-Australian. That's not what this nation's about. All I've ever done is call for equality for all Australians, to pull us together. Whether you're born here or you've migrated from another country, you've chosen this land to be your homeland. Assimilate. Be proud of this nation as we that were born here. That's all we ask of you. And to each and every one of you out there.
See, people call Pauline this Nazi, but she's literally saying that migrants who assimilate are welcome. Like, that's not that extreme. I don't think she's an extremist like people try to say. I disagree with the past stuff she said 30 years ago when she said that Asians were swamping Australia in like 1998. I think that was very silly. I don't think that was a reasonable response to the situation in the 90s. Right now, we are seeing massive levels of migration. But she's actually saying that migrants who assimilate are welcome. That's not very extreme at all, is it?
I want you now to turn to the person beside you, behind you, whatever, and I want you to say, "G'day, mate."
Your Australia Edit video was basically just a compilation of look how white everyone was. I don't think I said that. I literally included Kathy Freeman in the video and Tim Cahill. Tim Cahill's half Samoan. Kathy Freeman's Indigenous Australian. You're just mentally ill. I do have Kata's book, An Incredible Race of People. I've got that somewhere on my shelf. Great man. I used to be friends with Bob Kata. I haven't seen him in a few years, but he's a genius. That was an interesting speech by Paul and Athens.
We're going to bury all the foreign lobby groups. And that Albanese, he's looking a bit sick, isn't he? We better pray for that guy.
I think that's Sam Bamworth.
Because he's ruining this country. Pauline Hanson, she has branch meetings happening, right? All across the state. I know there's branch meetings happening tomorrow night. So it is a perfect time to sign up. And it takes us to volunteer. We have to sign up, pay that membership fee, because the time is now. The time is now. We're hungry for change. It doesn't get worse than this. But Albo, he will make it worse. So we're gonna play just a few songs, and then we're gonna march, right? We're gonna go. All the guest speakers, we're gonna lead the march. We've got a ute, we've got a speaker, we've got music. We're gonna walk down this path, turn left, and we're going out the main gate. It's just a nice short walk, right? Because it's 43 degrees.
Thoughts on Big Chocky? Do you think he could be our Trump? I look, I've had chats with Chocky. I think he's got a good heart. I think he's in the right place. I disagree with him a lot when it comes to, for example, he's been sympathetic to Nick Fuentes. I think that's very silly. I would like to have a proper sit-down discussion with him. It's interesting that he was adopted by a Greek Cypriot family. My family background is Greek Cypriot. Look, I think Chocky's a smart communicator. I think he's got a good heart. Don't agree with everything he's ever said. I would like to have a proper sit-down discussion with him.
Today. So if you guys just...
I think the Nick Fuentes stuff he went down was pretty silly. Let's see what things are up to at this point.
Not to be outdone though, those who claim to be on the right have gleefully cheered mass migration on. Trading in any semblance of morality, they've worshipped at the altar of the free market. As they've escorted cheap foreign labour across the border, they've displaced actual Australians. Their profits swell and they go offshore, all while our wages diminish. These vipers scoff in the face of we who hold the controversial view that the economy of Australia ought to serve Australians and not the other way around.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a great statement. Great statement. Australia the economy needs to be subservient to the Australian people.
For decades now, we've been beaten into submission, into self-hatred. Look no further than our education system, which sadistically pushes blood guilt onto young Australians.
Yep,
Generations have been raised to feel shame, to say sorry for what is a proud national history. One that, yes, included conquest and bloodshed, as all countries have. Nevertheless, ours is a great nation.
Critical sport to you, Drew, from a fellow Greek Cypriot Australian patriot. There's not many Greek Cypriot Australians, so that's funny. Thank you, mate. Good on you. God bless you.
Built by settlers, built by pioneers, and built by stewards. And we all know what foundation we were built on. And no, it wasn't multiculturalism. At our federation in 1901...
Drew, what software did you use to create your Australia edit? I literally just used iMovie. There wasn't any software or anything. I literally did it handcrafted. It took me 8 hours to go through 10 hours worth of vintage footage.
Australia was 96...
Yeah, Australians are taught to be ashamed of themselves. I 100% know that when I was growing up, we were taught to feel ashamed of the Australian culture, the history, the country.
...% Christian. In the 1990s, it was well over 70%. But today, less than half of us here right now have put our faith in Christ. Yes, he is. Jesus is Lord. Undoubtedly, at our peak, we were a proud Christian nation with a distinct Anglo-Celtic heritage, united by a common faith and a common culture. True social cohesion. Yet we're told that modern Australia is the most successful multicultural society in the world.
That's not true at all. That's not true.
It is. I see no evidence for that. Instead, we've been reduced to a violent countercultural nation, culminating in the attack at Bondi 1 month ago. You know full well that the erosion of our country has not happened overnight, but I challenge you to face the reason why it's happened at all. And maybe this is something you haven't considered before. Our collapse has come as we've collectively rejected the cornerstone of our nation, Jesus Christ. We all worship something, this is the truth, whether it be money, ourselves, or our great country.
I don't know this.
But the decline of our nation, which can be turned on its head at once, has surely taught us one thing very clearly. We strive in vain if our faith is not in Christ. So to you who love your country, accept the gift of redemption you've been freely given. For righteousness exalts a nation, but sin condemns any people. And it is through Christ alone that we can be made righteous. By him, by God, we'll have our home again.
That guy is like representing teachers. I think a lot of what he did started during COVID, you know. There were teachers, nurses, cops, all these people just thrown out, told, if you don't jab up, you don't have a job. I've got hundreds of thousands of people who signed up. Incredible, eh? But that's what we need.
Yes, the NSN are
It's
pagans.
all these little
They're
groups that were brought here today who are fighting.
The NSN's anti-Christian, they're pagans.
We are, like, look at these guys, man up. They're coming up here to speak soon. But right now we've got Robbie Catter, this man.
I like
What an
Robbie
incredible
Catter.
family, what an incredible man. He represents, you know, the country Queensland. Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you. Going a bit of effort here writing notes because I think it's pretty important here today. Very important to me. I've been thinking a lot about why we're here, why we keep attending these rallies. I think the story starts for me when political weakness. We've had a pervasive weakness in our politicians, let's say the last 20 or 30 years. That's seen all sorts of weird manifestations of things that are crumbling away the values of our country. And it's, speak up. That gives me a chance to start again. We're here today because there's been a cultural demise in Australia. We've had political weakness.
I'm responding to Jojo Silva 240. No, I don't think that all immigrants are bad. Never said that once.
Our leadership.
There are plenty of immigrants who are good, actually.
For some time, some 20 or 30 years, we've seen extreme weakness in our political leadership. The two-party system has taken away the value of the individual and certainly from the representation of individual.
Drew, what are your thoughts on Christianity? I'm a Greek Orthodox Christian. And I love Jesus Christ, and I am a Christian. I love Christianity.
MPs in Parliament, and we've inherited what we've got now, which has seen cultural demise of many of the values that we become accustomed to. And we've got to ask the question today: how do we right that? How do we fix it? So many great Australian values and attributes. One that's probably hasn't served us well is "she'll be right, mate," because I think too many of us for the last 30 years said "she'll be right," and it's not right. It's going wrong. It's down into the ground, and we need to have a very, very deliberate and concerted Copernican revolution. Turn this right around. That's going to come with a lot of pain. It's going to be a bumpy road, and it's going to be a long time happening. It's not just going to come with
denomination. I'm a Greek Orthodox Christian.
the snap of our fingers, but it can start here. For a start,
Yeah, I agree with Jojo Silva. I still think the government should be secular, but I think the Christian heritage of the culture should be honoured by the state.
You engage in debates on this, and I'm regularly prosecuting that building over there. People making fun of me in the Parliament when you're standing up for things, and you say something like Christian values, and they all laugh. We don't exist in a vacuum. You have a set of values.
It's true. The leftists actually do laugh at the concept of Christian values.
You all agree on, and our founding fathers said, "What's a good?"
Look at this. You've got the great Pacific Islander Christians at the front. They're patriots. See, we've got some great immigrants here, We love the Pacific Islander Christian guys who are patriotic as hell. They're great guys.
Moral code for us to work off. You don't have to be religious to appreciate this. I appreciate it, but...
You're asking another chatter for his denomination. Okay, sorry, man. All good.
You don't have to be. They set up a moral code on Christian values to base our country on. That's a fact. And that they didn't adopt Muslim values or any other 20 other religions, or say, let's have 20 religions and a moral code. They said, we'll build it on Christian values. And that's why we are where we are today. And that's undisputed. You can't dispute that. That's a fact. So why are so many people, so many politicians uncomfortable standing up here and saying that? When in an interview they cringe. I've seen one football commentators on TV walking at the football players saying a prayer. They can't even get it out of their mouth. Oh, they're saying a prayer. They're so scared of it And where is that coming from? And I think intuitively we know where it's coming from, but we find it hard to see the enemy, and how do we defeat that enemy? It's been a cultural creep from the progressives, call them what you like, progressives, left, the wokies. The wokies is probably the good description, but it's a weakness. It's a weakness of people that don't want to say, they're not proud of who they are. They won't put
they hate themselves.
They won't put a stake in the ground and say, this is what we are, this is what we're built on, I stand for these values. And we need to agree on those. We can't have 20 sets of values at once. We've got Australian values, and one of those lying deeply at the heart of that is Christian values. That's a good starting point. And it has been, it's served us well.
Good speech.
So when you come out here with Australian flags and they're going to do everything to tear this apart. The one interview I did yesterday on TV, and they said, oh, but you're associating with right-wing extremists, neo-Nazis. I said, well, there you go. Every time you want to call us names, to petition us off, and we're all not perfect, and every side, but we can't be afraid to stand up for what we believe in and be called out. They try and cut us down by calling us names and petitioning us off, but that's not going to happen. That's where we've got to be strong in our leadership. And when I say leadership, that's every one of you there. You've got a job to do when you go back to your communities and families.
I just want to point out, there's a guy in the chat here who said that he was a follower of the NSN and he got de-radicalized by watching me. That's a great thing. See, I'm actually presenting a patriotic alternative to the psychotic extremists. It's a patriotic conservative movement, and we're against the extremists who actually are genocidal and evil. You can be patriotic, you can be conservative, you can be Christian without accepting the actual psychotic bloodlust death cult people. And so I'm very proud. Thank you, New Zealand Patriot. I'm really glad that you have seen a new path. I think there's a path to having a proud conservative patriotic cause and stabilize the demographics of the country, stabilize the culture of the country, but we don't go down the path of the psycho and evil death cult that is Nazism.
You don't have to ram things down people's throat, but you stay strong. You stay strong and say, no, I do attend that rally. I do stand for Australian values. I know you are by the fact you're here. And it's led us to this place. It's been talked about already, so I don't want to go over common ground, but I just didn't think I'd live in a country where we wouldn't have manufacturing, we wouldn't be making cars, we wouldn't be looking after family farms and trying to keep small family-owned businesses together, that we'd have... we'd have Muslims burning our flag down in the Sydney Opera House, and then people that disagree get the ones that they go after. I'm watching this stuff on TV and the media, and can't believe what I'm seeing. We've got teachers identifying as cats in school. We've got kitty litter boxes in bloody schools for our kids. This is madness. And people laugh at us for calling that out. I'll go into that parliament in Queensland, they'll be laughing, screaming at me for calling this stuff out. That's how far we've come, and that's how far detached we are here, these people here, to our political system. And I want to come back to that. So this is the start of this has been the spawn of a cultural movement, and very deliberate to tear all their institutions down. A manifestation of those institutions being Australia Day, so it's one they directly target, which is why we're here to say we're here. Despite that, we are here because we're not afraid to say we will celebrate Australia Day.
Drew, you should start a political party and call it Foreigner First. Okay.
So talking about immigration, actually I did want to make a point building on that. I remember as a party we got together before the first rally, and you get the advisors, MPs in the room, and someone saying, oh, look, be careful, I don't know if we can do this rally because they'll brand us as neo-Nazis, brand us, and I'm not trying to sound like the hero.
It's an interesting comment. The thing about the NSN guys is they are confused, misguided, childish men who came from a place of deep suffering and dispossession. Their country was taken away from them, but they chose to respond to that pain in a self-destructive, childish manner. Hitler birthday cake photos, stupid publicity stunts. It was sad. That's an interesting take. It's an interesting take.
I said, that's exactly why we've got to go. Like, if you're saying that now, imagine what it's like for the Liberal Party, Labor Party, and everyone else. They're going to have everyone in there say, don't dare go, and we all get scared of going. That's exactly why you've got to go. To prove that we will stand here, we're not scared of you calling us names. And you can say...
Thank you to my friend Max Nordow. Happy Australia Day. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Whatever you want, we're going to turn up.
Well, Well, that's the funny point. This is a good comment by Inquisitor. And again, I'm disavowing white nationalism, blah, blah, blah. But it is funny that the guys who defeated Nazi Germany were like, you know, by contemporary standards, white nationalists. That's actually true. I mean, the Americans and also the Australians, by the political standards of today, would be seen as extremists based on their racial attitudes back then, which I'm not endorsing. I'm just pointing out. So this idea that, oh, you know, Nazism was defeated by the global communist coup, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's not true at all. There were heaps of right-wingers who fought against Nazi Germany. Enoch Powell fought against Nazi Germany, you know? And again, not endorsing extremism, not endorsing white nationalism. It's just a historical fact, though, that if you look at the political views of people 80 years ago, they didn't support they didn't support mass migration. In Australia, 80 years ago, the Labor government at the time supported the White Australia policy, which again, I'm not endorsing. I'm just pointing out that is actually a historical fact. The Labor government that fought World War II in Australia would be seen by the current Labor government as a white nationalist party.
You know, a good thing that defines...
Thank you, Sayura. Thank you, Sayura Nimsara. Thanks for your comments, man. I appreciate it.
Immigration, I think, in Australia, and how I feel about it. I was in a road...
The Nazis were defeated by Reddit moderators. That is true, actually.
House in remote Queensland, where I represent. I lived in far north western Queensland, and I was at a roadhouse one night, and an Indian bloke was serving me at the counter. I knew him; he'd been out there for a few years, managing a few of those roadhouses. And I said, "Is he around?" They said, "Yeah." And he said, "Mate, Robbie, wait, I've got to talk to you, mate. I've got to talk to you." I thought, here we go. He's going to have a go at me about the immigration because I was just at the rally the week before. He said, "Wait," and he's black as the ace of spades, this fella.
I'm really sorry, mate. Someone's fainted and we need the paramedics over here.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. I thought that was worth interrupting you for. Sorry. So we got the paramedics. Apparently someone's fainted over there. So follow this guy here, paramedics. Yeah, if we can sort it out over there, that'd be great.
Real good. Okay. So, yeah, this bloke, he's black as the ace of spades, and he's come to me and said, "Robbie, I just want to talk to you about this immigration stuff." He said, "Good on you for you and your dad, what you're doing." He said, "I come over here and I bloody work, you know, and seeing these bastards down there, they don't work, they get these enclaves." He said, "I'm out here working, you know." That's what it's like. He's an Australian. He's coming out here to work, to contribute. He loves the country. That's an Australian.
Yeah, see, the crowd is clapping an Australian... The crowd is applauding an Indian migrant who's a conservative patriot. See, it's not a racist thing.
Australian, and you know, everyone made a big joke when Dad was bailing up that journalist over here that day, because they kept saying, "Oh, you're Lebanese, you've got some of your family heritage from Lebanon." He said, "I'm not Lebanese, I'm Australian." And he's done that in me since I was a kid. He always said, you're not this, you're not English, you're Australian, mate. We're Australian.
We're Australian.
And that's why he got so angry, because he hates the concept of saying you're defined by what you are in your past. You are Australian. If you come here, you love it. You want to defend this country. You want to nationalise a lot of our interests and say that we can manufacture things, that we can have small business, we can do these things ourselves, we can support ourselves. He said that makes you Australian.
I do like the Kadders, their emphasis on sort of like, you know, bush developmentalism. I think that's a good thing.
We want, and you're welcome here. If you want to do that, if it's immigration, no immigration without assimilation.
Yeah, I agree.
If you want to come here, you better love the country as much as we do. And no...
Great point, men. The whole crowd was clapping for an assimilated Indian guy who fully supported Australia.
Yeah, it's got to be stopped at the moment. No question. And
by the way, guys, I've got 70 live viewers on YouTube. Hit the like button. We've only got 20 likes on the video. Hit the like button, and then YouTube will recommend us to more people.
And, you know, a little thing, cheeky thing I'll add in too. When in hospital cleaners up in Mornington Isle, an Aboriginal community up there in the Gulf at the moment, you want to come over here, go and do a toilet cleaning job up at Mornington Island. Don't hang in these enclaves in Sydney. There's plenty of places you can be used out in the remote areas if you want to come over, if you're so desperate to come over here. But they never do. They let them just do what they want, take up the housing that Australians would have, otherwise have. And I think that's the great arbiter. When we're letting people in, it's will you defend this country?
Yeah.
Will you defend this country like I would? Because if you're not, I mean, some of these buggers, I reckon, would be fighting for the other side if we went to war. That should be a pretty good arbiter of whether they should be allowed in the country or not. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the political dimension of all this, because it's great that we're here. We have this movement building in Australia And movements are very distinct to political parties and politics. It's a horrible bloody institution, but it's the best thing we've got at the moment that governs our laws is the Parliament. And you need numbers in Parliament. And I've had family in politics now for 100 years. I just counted before in Australia. My grandfather, my dad, and myself now 14 years.
The patriots. The Catter family are a bunch of patriots. They're heroes.
And someone spends so much time in it, I don't respect it so much. But it's what we've got to work in and fight in that place. And we need people, we need bums on seats to translate what we're saying here, these values. We need to translate that into legislation to turn this stuff around. And that's the problem lies therein. We've got 3 seats here in Queensland. We've isolated 3 or 5 seats. We've just mainly kept to just North Queensland most of our 14, 15 years of life. Dad's been in Parliament 50 years. Our party's been around 14, 15 years.
That's amazing, Bob Katter being in Parliament 50 years. He's a great patriot. We love Bob Katter.
One Nation's doing fantastic at the moment in the polls, and that's off to Pauline. And, you know, I've got utmost respect for Gerald Brennick and Senator Babbitt. There's so many people here playing around in the same area at the moment, and what keeps coming to me is, what are you doing? What are you doing? You need to come together. And Sam Bamford, I was watching him the other week, and he hit me between the eyes. He said, you guys got to drop your ego and start working together. And that doesn't mean just one join the other. That means you've got to work together. And I think that's what you people want to see. And I've got to eat that as well. Like, you know, we like running around show you've got your principles and values you've had there for 90 years in the family. You want to keep that going. But I think what you people deserve is to translate this movement in Australia, is to not let it just end up in one election or one term or one entity. I think we need to come together. I think we've all got something to contribute, and that's the commitment I give to you people here today. I think it's
Drew, you're still thinking of hopping on a dinghy and visiting England? That would be hilarious. I would love to do that. If someone would pay me to do that, I'll fucking do it. I'll get in a dinghy and go illegally immigrate to Britain to see what would happen. It'd be funny.
what Australia needs. It's been wanting for. And Sam, I think you had it right. I think a lot of us have to bury our egos and come together. You know, there's 2 seats that we've lost in Queensland from this bickering that we've had as minor parties. And
this is a funny comment. Albanese's whole mind is a mismatch of Midnight Oil lyrics and blood guilt and Aboriginal supremacy. That is unfortunately the extent of the left now, I think, unfortunately, in Australia.
Major parties just end up winning. We've got to beat that, and that's what I commit to you here today. God bless.
Great speech by Robert Katter. I think he's a great man, and I hope that there's a way that all the right-wing parties can unite.
We're gonna have a song, and then we do have a fair few speeches, but we're gonna keep them quicker, shorter, because we know we respect your time. So a quick song, and then we'll bring it on.
Need the mic, bro. Alright, let's get serious, ladies and gents. You guys know this one. Are you power? You there? We just started. Here we go. We need you to help us sing this one. Kind of hungry. Wouldn't like a sausage roll. Mate, can you go get me one? There is one down at the shop, but it is a long way.
Commenters would cheer, sink the boats if Drew was on one of them. That was actually such a fucking funny idea. I still think it would be a funny idea if I got on a rubber dinghy as a stunt. Honestly, I should do that. If somebody can help me with that, I don't know how much it would cost, but if somebody can help me get like a rubber dinghy, I would literally go across the English Channel just as like a meme. And it would be so funny because it would literally be the only way you could get the communists to say sink the boats. I think that's actually really funny. They'd see me in a dinghy and they'd say sink the boats.
Against invading religions that have come in to
they've got some Maori Christians. This is
the culture.
Let's see. Some Maori Christians. We love the Maori Christians. They're great guys.
Destiny Church and Man Up Men's Group. Thanks, brother.
Let's give Dusty a round of applause, isn't he a great MC? My name is Samuel Tamaki. It's my privilege and honour to be here. Obviously, I'm born and raised in New Zealand. My family are citizens and residents of this beautiful country, Australia. And what I want to say today is, anyone who comes into this country must assimilate to the ways, to the culture, and the ideologies of this beautiful country.
Beautiful. We love the Maori Christians. We love the Pacific Islander Christians. They're great people. Honestly, I think they're beautiful. Legitimately.
On the 31st of this month, which is this coming Saturday, in New Zealand is the largest march that's ever taken place to stand up against invading religions that have come in to the country. Right now, we need spokesmen, men and women, who will stand up and speak the truth, not politicians who have made it a career, not men and women who are being politically correct, but those who will speak the truth. In this country, we should never see the atrocities that took place before Christmas. You know what I'm talking about. Bondi. That should never ever happen on this soil. So today I want to say to you that invading religions are probably the biggest threat that we're going to see in these countries. And already it is dangerous to even turn up and wave the Aussie flag. What the hell is it if you turn up to a place and you can't even feel comfortable to wave the Australian flag? I hear just from one of the brothers over here, over the bridge, someone is actually burning the Australian flag.
That's sick.
What on earth is going on with that? What I want to say to you today is that there's one key umbrella, pillar and truth that Australia must return to. It's got to do with the constitution of this country. It's got to do with the founding principles of it. And it says we call on the Lord God to guide us into the future for this country. I want to say to you very briefly that it's not just immigration, it's not just the countries, the colour, doesn't matter if they're purple, blue, white, yellow, green, black, that has nothing to do with it. It's the ideology and the religion that they have that causes something to happen that is disruptive to the peace and the safety of our children in these countries. I'm finishing up on this last thing. Last year,
hey Dodo, thanks for joining me.
We were privileged to go over to the UK and stand with Tommy Robinson. And my father, Brian Tamaki, was a keynote speaker, the foremost civil activist in New Zealand today. We went, a lot of us went to stand, and there's one thing that is commonly happening in the Western countries, is that Christianity has been abandoned. Now I'm not saying to you this Sunday go to church, well I hope you do. I'm not saying that you should pray every day, I hope you do. But one thing we have to do is when you leave a void and you're not clear on it, something else moves in.
That's true.
Now the spineless government, yes, but also the people have decided the future of this country. So now it's time for the people to rise up and to...
Look, that was a very interesting speech. I love the Pacific Islander Christians. I love the Pacific Islander Christians. I love the Maori Christians. Great people. We love them. They're kind. They're very sweet people. Now, guys, I'm going to end my live stream soon. I'm going to end the live stream by bringing back my Australia Day edit, and this was one of the best ever edits that I ever made. I spent like 10 hours making this. This 3-minute video took me 10 hours. That's how much I put into it. It's very important. It's a beautiful video, and I think it sums up the Australia that we love. So let's watch it, and I hope everybody can see what I'm getting at. actually beautiful. Queen, beautiful lady, beautiful lady. It's actually beautiful. How beautiful is our country? Such a beautiful country. We're so lucky. Don Bradman, Crocodile Dundee, you beauty. Steve Irwin, so sensational. Footy guy, we love that guy. Margaret Robbie, great Australian export. Great Australian export. We love Margaret Robbie. Oscar Piastri, the Formula One driver, powerful. Fucking powerful. Australian heroes, Ash Barty, Tim Cahill. We fucking love Tim Cahill.
But Australia looking for a quick comeback.
Oh, you beauty. You beauty. Ah! And Kathy Freeman winning the great Olympic medal. Steve Bradbury. Steve Warren. Shane Warne, sorry. Shane Warne. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. I'm still jet lagged from coming back to Australia. Rowan Browning, great man. Great man. He follows me on Instagram. We love that man. Great actors. It's so beautiful. What a beautiful country. Look how beautiful it was. And it can be beautiful again. We love the West. We love the Western world. We love Australia. We love Europe. We love France. We love America. We love Canada, New Zealand. Save the West. Save the West. This is our country. The jihadists on the ground where they should be. We're not leaving. You beauty. We love Australia. I love that photo. The jihadists that got rounded up after Bondi. Right on the ground. You fucking beauty. We're going to save Australia. We're going to save Australia. God bless you all, guys. God bless you all. Seriously. What a beautiful country we have, and we're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win. Australia is a beautiful, beautiful place. Steve Warren, I'm sorry. I only got back to Australia like 2 days ago. I'm really jet lagged and really tired. It was Shane Warne, not Steve Warren, obviously. I'm just fucking tired, unfortunately. You beauty. Having a barbecue today, Drew. Playing some cricket, going to the beach. I'm going to go to a barbecue later. You beauty. Love this. So cathartic at the time you dropped it. Thank you, man. I don't support a republic. I don't support a republic, and the reason why is because I believe that the people who support a republic just basically want Australia not to be a Western country. They want to cut off all historic cultural ties to Britain and the West, and I think that's really sad. Drew, how do you hit those high notes? Very true. The footy guy. I actually shared it with my dad. I bet he will enjoy it. He's a 76-year-old. He has seen so many changes in Western Sydney. Wow, he's literally gone through massive population change. I should have put Kylie Minogue in. You're right. I should have put Kylie Minogue in there. So a guy got arrested in Sydney for hate speech. Watched it live. Everyone was covering for him. He said, "How? That's." Some guy said a Hitler thing. Got arrested. That's retarded. I hate those Nazi freaks. They're freaks, guys. Anyway, thank you, Drew, for your passion. Thank you. Save the West. We're going to save the West, okay? We are not fucking leaving. We are not fucking leaving. Let me show you this. We are not fucking leaving. This is for all the people who say, abolish the colony, abolish Australia. So today, the lefty communists, today there's going to be communists and jihadists, and they're going to be burning the flag, and they're going to say, destroy Australia. They're going to say, death to Australia. They're going to say, abolish Australia, abolish the colony. Here's our message to them. Here's our message.
You know what? I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
Not leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
We're not leaving. We're not fucking leaving. This is our country. We're not taking it. We're not giving it away. We're not going to let them take it from us.
The show goes on.
The show goes on. Australia, the West,
They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball
to take us out of here.
Out of here.
The West will win. You beauty. I'm gonna do that again. That was good fun actually. Before we end it. I'm not fucking leaving.
For years, I've been telling you guys, it's me being a hip.
So guys, just to clarify, this is for the communists, the jihadists, the people burning the flag today, the people who say this is invasion day, the people who hate our country, who say abolish the colony, death to the colony, death to Australia. That's what they say at these rallies. And this is our response. This is our response. We're not leaving.
You know what? I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving. I'm not
I'm not leaving.
We're not leaving.
I'm
not leaving! Yeah! Save Australia! The West! You beauty! Shane Warren! You beauty! Margaret Robbie! Jacob E. Lordy! We love it! We love Australia!
Need a fucking wrecking ball to
Take us out of here! We're not leaving! It's our country! We love Australia! Our hearts! It's in our hearts! We're not leaving! Australia! We're not leaving! Fuck the communists! Fuck the jihadists! Fuck everybody who hates our country. We love Australia, we're not leaving. That's how I'll end the stream today. God bless you all, we're gonna win. Australia is a beautiful country and we're not leaving. God bless you all. God bless Australia. God bless Australia Day. Let's celebrate it every year, January 26th for the next century. Never change it. Never, ever, ever let them win. God bless you all. The West will win. Australia will win. We're going to save the West. God bless you all. I love you all. Thank you so much. Happy Australia Day. God bless you all. Australia forever.